Your mechanic is charging you $400 to $500 to replace a part the size of a spark plug. In most cases, it does not even need replacing, it just needs cleaning. I'm talking about your oxygen sensor, and there is a method Japanese mechanics have been using for years to restore these sensors to near perfect condition for under $10. No special tools, no dealer visit, no diagnostic fees. And the crazy part, most shops will never tell you about this because a $400 replacement pays their rent. A $10 cleaning does not. Stick around because at the end I'm going to reveal the one common mistake that will destroy your sensor permanently. If you're someone who cares about protecting your vehicle with real facts instead of marketing hype, hit that subscribe button right now. It's actually shocking that over 95% of viewers don't subscribe, despite saving hundreds or even thousands from the information in these videos. Subscribing costs you nothing, but helps me keep bringing you content that dealers don't want you to see. Let's talk about why this tiny sensor has so much power over your car. Your oxygen sensor, also called O2 sensor, sits in your exhaust system. Most modern cars have 2 to 4 of them. The upstream sensors are mounted before the catalytic converter. The downstream ones sit behind it. Every single second your engine is running, these sensors measure how much unburned oxygen is leaving your engine through the exhaust. That data goes straight to your car engine control unit, ECU, which adjusts the air-fuel mixture in real time. Too much fuel? The sensor tells the ECU to lean it out. Not enough? It tells the ECU to add more? This constant back and forth is what keeps your engine running at peak efficiency. Without it, your car is basically guessing. And cars are terrible at guessing. Now here is where things get expensive. When that sensor gets contaminated, and they all do eventually, it starts sending inaccurate readings. The engine control unit does not know the sensor is lying. It just follows orders. So your engine starts running too rich or too lean, and the symptoms start creeping in. First, the check engine light. That is the obvious one. But here is what most people completely miss. A failing oxygen sensor can rob you of 10 to 15% of your fuel economy. On a car that normally gets 30 miles per gallon, that is 3 to 4 miles per gallon gone. At today's gas prices, you are burning $300 to $500 a year for absolutely no reason. Then comes the rough idle. You are sitting at a red light, and the car is shaking, hesitating, almost like it wants to stall. Acceleration becomes sluggish. You floor it to merge onto the highway, and there is a delay or the engine surges unpredictably. And here's the one that really guts your wallet. Ignore a bad oxygen sensor long enough and the incorrect fuel mixture will destroy your catalytic converter. That can be a $1,000 to $2,500 repair. All because of a sensor that costs $50 to $150 to replace or under $10 to clean. So what kills these sensors in the first place? Over time, carbon deposits build up on the sensor tip. Every combustion cycle sends exhaust gases across that ceramic element. And tiny particles of carbon, oil residue, and fuel contaminants accumulate layer by layer. The sensor is still there, still trying to work, but it is essentially looking through a dirty windshield. The readings get sluggish and inaccurate. On top of carbon, sensors get contaminated by engine oil from small leaks, by coolant from internal gasket issues, and by silicates from certain types of antifreeze. These contaminants coat the sensor's platinum and zirconia elements and block them from reacting properly to exhaust gases. Most manufacturers say to inspect or replace them every 60,000 to 100,000 miles. But here's the thing nobody at the dealership mentions. In the majority of cases, the sensor is not dead. It is just dirty, and dirty can be fixed. This is where the Japanese method comes in. In Japan, cars undergo a brutal biennial inspection called shaken. It costs thousands of dollars, and keeping a vehicle maintained past 100,000 kilometers is absurdly expensive. So Japanese mechanics, especially those working on high-mileage Toyotas, Hondas, and to extend the life of components, instead of replacing them at the first sign of trouble. This oxygen sensor cleaning trick is one of the most widely shared among Japanese shops and car enthusiasts. And it works on the majority of contaminated sensors where the actual sensing element has not physically failed. The method itself is almost stupidly simple. Once the sensor is removed using a basic O2 sensor socket that costs about $10 at any auto parts store, you use a standard propane or butane torch to heat the sensor tip to a dull red glow, not white hot, just a soft red. This extreme heat incinerates the carbon deposits, oil residue, and fuel contaminants that have built up on the ceramic sensing element over tens of thousands of miles. The heat burns the contamination layer right off, then you immediately dip the hot tip into cool water. That rapid thermal shock causes any remaining carbon to crack and separate from the surface. A blast of compressed air clears the debris. Japanese mechanics typically repeat that heat and quench cycle 3 to 4 times until the tip is visibly clean and the ceramic element is exposed again. Reinstall the sensor, clear the codes with a basic OBD2 scanner, drive for a few days, and if the check engine light does not come back, you just saved yourself $400, total cost under $10. Total time about 10 minutes once the sensor is out of the car. Hey, if this is blowing your mind, hit the like button. It genuinely helps the channel. Now the torch method is the most effective, but it is not the only option. Some mechanics prefer soaking the sensor tip in a non-residue electronic contact cleaner or a solvent that is safe for oxygen sensors for about 20 to 30 minutes, then gently scrubbing with a soft nylon brush to lift the deposits. Others swear by white vinegar as an overnight soak for lighter carbon buildup. Vinegar is mildly acidic enough to dissolve surface contaminants without attacking the fragile ceramic underneath. These methods are gentler and work well for sensors that are not heavily caked. But for serious carbon buildup, the torch is king. The heat reaches temperatures that no chemical soak can match, and that is why Japanese mechanics favor it over everything else. Now here is the critical warning I promised you, and please pay attention, because this is the mistake that ruins everything. Never, and I mean never, use WD-40, brake cleaner, carb cleaner, Bine, or any petroleum-based solvent on your oxygen sensor. These products leave an oily residue that permanently contaminates the sensing element. The sensor reacts to exhaust gases at a molecular level. Any petroleum film on that surface gives false readings and actually makes the problem worse than before you started. You will end up buying a new sensor anyway. Plus, you have wasted your time and potentially damaged your catalytic converter in the process. This is the #1 reason do-it-yourself oxygen sensor cleaning fails. People grab whatever spray can is sitting on their garage shelf and blast the sensor with it. Brake cleaner feels like it should work. It evaporates fast. It cuts through grime. It is great on literally every other car part, but on an oxygen sensor it is a death sentence. Stick with the torch method, electronic contact cleaner, or vinegar. Those are your safe options. Everything else is a gamble you will lose. Let me also be straight with you about when cleaning will not save the day. If the sensor's internal heating element has failed, no amount of cleaning fixes that. The heater is what brings the sensor up to operating temperature quickly after a cold start. And when it dies, you get constant check engine codes related to the heater circuit. If the ceramic element is cracked from age or impact, that sensor is done. And if coolant has been leaking into the exhaust and saturating the sensor with silicates, the damage may be permanent. In those cases, replacement is the only answer. But here's the reality. The vast majority of O2 sensor issues on vehicles between 60,000 and 120,000 miles are contamination problems, not hardware failures. Cleaning works more often than most mechanics will ever admit. And that brings me to the part that should genuinely make you angry. When you take your car to a shop with a check engine light and the code points to an oxygen sensor, almost every shop will immediately recommend full replacement. Parts and labor, you are looking at $200 to $500 per sensor. Got a V6 or V8 with 4 sensors? They will recommend replacing all of them at once as precaution. Suddenly, you are staring at a bill of $800 to $2,000, and the whole time, the problem might have been solvable with a $10 cleaning in your driveway on a Saturday morning. Shops make money on parts and labor. They do not make money telling you to grab a propane torch and fix it yourself. That is just the economics of the industry. It is not necessarily malicious. It is just not in their financial interest to offer you the cheap solution first, so they do not. One more thing worth knowing. After any cleaning method, you have to clear the stored error codes with an OBD2 scanner. A basic Bluetooth model costs as little as $20 and connects right to your phone. Without clearing the codes, the check engine light stays on even if the sensor is now working perfectly. The ECU also needs a few days of normal driving to relearn and recalibrate its readings. If the light stays off and your fuel economy bounces back, you are golden. If it returns within a week or two, then the sensor likely needs actual replacement. But at least you tried the cheap fix first. And now you know for certain that replacement is truly necessary instead of just taking the shop's word for it. And considering that a bad O2 sensor can silently drain hundreds of dollars a year in wasted fuel while slowly killing your catalytic converter in the background, this might be the single most valuable piece of car maintenance knowledge most people have never heard of. A dirty sensor does not announce itself with a loud bang or a dramatic breakdown. It just quietly steals your money one tank of gas at a time. And the fix has been sitting in the toolboxes of Japanese mechanics for decades. A propane torch, some patience, and about $10 worth of effort. If you found this valuable, smash that like button and subscribe for more money-saving car content. Drop a comment below if you have tried this method before, or if your mechanic ever tried charging you $500 for a sensor replacement. I would love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching.